Welcome, 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 all the King's men. Welcome to another Friday assessment. Yes, you have made it across another week. Let's celebrate another week. Glory be to God. Yes, yes, yes. Give all glory to God that you have made it across another week. Yes, you were not another casualty. Yes, let's thank God for another Friday. Let's get into this Friday assessment. These Friday assessments that, I get excited because I say, you know what? I want to make sure that men are growing. I want to make sure that all the King's men are growing, that they're able to look at themselves and assess. They're able to start to look deeper, look at the details of what's actually going on in their lives, what's actually going on in their world. How are they affecting their families? How are they affecting their future? How they're affecting the people around them? How they're affecting their community? Yes, yes, yes. The Friday assessment goes beyond just you in your little world. So look, this Friday assessment, we're going to talk about the blame game. Yes, yes, yes. The blame game. You know, the blame game where we blame everything on everybody else except for ourselves. We got that bad. We got that bad. When things don't go our way, who can we blame? When you came up as a child, what you did when you got in trouble, especially you had brothers or sisters, what you did when something happened, your parents came to you, who did that, what you did. Even though you did it, you had your face that you put on, and you probably had already thought about who you was gonna blame. Especially if the person ain't around, you like, okay, they not here to defend themselves. So you know what? I could blame them. But you know what it did? It caused you to walk differently than the way you were supposed to walk. You couldn't walk in the freedom of who you were. Do you know if you played a blame game all of your life, that you would never become the person that God destined you to become? The blame game. Yes, yes, yes. So look, that's why the Friday assessment is so important, that you start to take responsibility for the actions, for your decisions. So look, let's start today and be like, you know what? I didn't succeed. Why? Because of me. No matter if somebody else did make a decision that affected you, but what kind of decisions can you make to better your situation, to put yourself in a different situation, so that, say that situation happened again, and say that same person do the same thing, but now you have looked inside yourself and said, you know what? I am not going to respond again. I'm not going to respond the same. I am not going to blame them for what happened. Even though I may have done everything right, I'm not going to play the blame game. Yes, the blame game. You know why? Because look, this thing, look, God has given us everything we needed pertaining to life and pertaining to godliness. I don't want to leave that part out. That means that everything we need to live this life, God has given us through his divine power, through his divine power, through the resurrection. He's given us power. That's what it says over there in 1 Peter. I believe it's over there somewhere around chapter 3, starting around the first, second verse. He talks about he's given us everything that we need. So look, then when we go back over there and we look at Adam and Eve, and we find man in there after we find where man today is in its fallen state. But we go back over there to Adam and Eve, and God did what? He gave them a commandment. He gave Adam a commandment, and he said, this is for you and Eve. He said, you see that tree over there? You see all this garden, you can have all of that. But you see that tree, the tree of knowledge of good and evil, I don't want you to eat of the fruit of it. Okay, let's fast forward. What happened? This old serpent, this old enemy came, and it said this subtle, the serpent who was more subtle than any of the beasts that came and told Eve, say, you sure God don't want you to, I'm paraphrasing, are you sure God really don't want you to eat of that? Surely you won't die if you eat of that. So y'all already know that she ate of the tree. She got wrapped up in what somebody else said and started adding to what God said. And then when she fell, she went and gave something to Adam. So God came to visit them one day, and he called for Adam. What Adam did. Y'all know what Adam did. Adam blamed that woman. Oh my God. And then what happened? That woman blamed the serpent. Oh my God. God didn't even ask the serpent what happened. He already knew that Satan had got in that serpent. So he said, look, serpent, you're gonna go on the belly for the rest of your life. You're gonna crawl for the rest of your life. Look. Now he came back to deal with Adam and Eve. Look. There were consequences. There were consequences to not obeying the commandment. Look, even though they played the blame game, it still didn't work in their favor. They still didn't get any more leniency. So imagine, I was thinking like, you know what would have happened if they would have told the truth and said like, you know what, forgive me, because they had just came into the knowledge of good and evil. So the enemy played them and said, you're going to become his gods. But all God wanted them to do is follow his commandments and he would have had everything. Look. So I'm believing that they could have probably been restored. But because they was in that fallen state now, they didn't even realize what had happened. That's why when you play the blame game, you enter a fallen state. Therefore, you don't really even know the state that you're in. You're going to continue to fall until you take responsibility. Look. I'm sure if they would have probably took responsibility, they would have quickly realized that we're wrong. We're in error. Now we got to get this thing right. We got to tell God about what we did because we failed to obey his commandments. And that's what we do. We end up living a lie because we played the blame game. We don't want to take responsibility. We keep blaming everybody else for where we are in life. Whether it's our measure of success or whether it's our failures, we continue to blame somebody else. It's time for us, all the King's men, to stand up and take responsibility for our actions. Look. I'm only telling you this, that if you want to go forward and succeed, take responsibility and start to do something about it. Look, it's beautiful. It's something beautiful when you stop blaming everybody else and start to look inside of you and start to improve who you are, to start to be a better person. You know why? Because then it starts to affect the people around you, starts to affect everybody else around you. Why? Because people now know that there are things that they can't do, they can't say in your presence. Why? Because they know your response. They know who you are. They know what you stand for. Why? Because look, I promise you, you don't have to say anything. They will know you by your actions and by your conversation. They will know the things that they can do and can't do. And they know if there's certain things that they do and say that there's consequences for their actions. You don't have to say anything. So look, remember, quit playing the blame game. Quit blaming everybody else. Make that assessment today that, look, check your life. Check what's going on in your life. So you know what? I have been playing the blame game for too long in this area. And I promise you that when you stop playing the blame game, you're going to reach success and heights that you never experienced before. And when you do, come back and drop me a comment in the comment section. Let me know how this has helped you and how it has blessed you to overcome some of the obstacles that you've been facing for a very long time. So all the King's men, I pray that you are blessed and you have a blessed day, blessed weekend, and a blessed week to come. Remember, stop playing the blame game.